Alright folks, welcome to this video. In this episode, it is actually just starting to rain here, but a cool thing is, we're out of Angus. The local lockdown situation's been lifted a bit, so now I'm in Perthshire, or the far corner of Perthshire anyway, and this is, I think it's called Drumore Loch, and this is the loch where the Drumore boathouse is there on the corner. I have visited the boathouse quite a lot, but today I thought it would be cool to take a look at the dam wall, because this is like a man-made loch here, and it could be interesting. Have a look at the overflow and see what's going on with it. Something a little bit different on the channel, folks. And also at this time of year it's easier to explore places like this when the grass is quite short. Another few months this will all be green and growing up bushy. No fishing or camping here, folks, but we're here to look at the history. We're here to find some historical wonders, and it's an incredible feat of engineering to build a dam like this, because look how deep the ground is down there behind it, and then they've built up this whole area here, and it's been strong enough to withstand the water all these years. It's never been breached, so it's so interesting. Can't believe it started raining now. I've come all the way up here, but that's part of the adventure, folks. All weathers, all conditions, just as many adventures as I can go on. The water's quite still out here, even though there is the odd like breeze blowing through. The landscape up here is just incredible. We're just basically at the other side of the hill from Glenila. It's over there. These massive rocky peaks here are just incredible. So I'm not sure what this little shed here is. It must be something to do with the dam construction. Not unless this was here before the dam, but I'm guessing this is obviously to do with the dam. Oh, look at this. What is this? It's had a proper wooden floor. This must be something I don't even know what for. What is that, folks? That is strange. Look at the stone. It's had a centre wall at one time, so it's been two separate. Oh, sorry, just about dropped the camera there, folks. That would have been a disaster. But yeah, this has been like two separate little rooms. It is unusual. And there's like, that tap looks like a later addition coming in the wall there. Look at the old construction of this building. It is strange. It does look old with the stone and the cement, but it could have even been something a gamekeeper's been using at one time, maybe. What a character a little building like that's got. So I think it must have been like a little dam keeper's hut or something at one time. Maybe like a maintenance hut. From this side of the dam here you can really get an aspect of like how much labour they've put in, how much has been done here, 'cause the water height's at the top of that grass pretty much. And the ground just drops off here. The more years that pass, it's harder to even see. Probably for like the first 50 or 60 years after it was built, it was obvious to see what they'd actually done. Look at this, see, a building like this will just be degrading every year. That's how it's cool to come and document it before it totally gets washed away. And look at this, it has just about eroded right out at this corner. See, here's something interesting, folks, I'll tell you with this. The way I'm looking at it from here, it looks like this is an old like runoff there from the dam, and it looks like this is maybe a second one that's been constructed at a different date. It's like it's had little windows and stuff in it up. Yeah, I'm guessing it's most recently been a gamekeeper's little hut, but I think originally it would have been something to do with the dam. Look at this brick, folks. Look at that. What does that say? Clam it is. Clams. I've never seen a brick with that writing on it, so that's interesting. I'll now be able to see where those bricks originally came from. That's what's cool about exploring history like this, there's often loads of layers to it. Then you can see a brick like that, and that gives you an idea about the age of the construction when that brick was put in. It's quite cool. But yeah, you can see the overflow here. This is at a higher height. But the way it's running through here, it's pretty much just going down underneath the stones nowadays. Oh, I'm trying not to slip here, folks. Yeah, it's interesting to see the construction of a dam like this. I love visiting dams. Like, there's not any two the same. I've just noticed, look, there's a big hole down here. What is that? Oh, look, water flowing underneath here. See, that shows you, folks, if you put 1 foot wrong off on these hilltops, down you would go. And that could be like 3 or 4 foot deep. Wow, what a view here over the loch. Look at that. The little boathouse there is just perched on the corner. It's so cool now we can come further afield and see more amazing locations like this. See what I think this is here? For these bridges. Oh my goodness me, folks. Wow. Oh, I just got the fright of my life. Like, you wouldn't even know this existed up here. Look at this. This is incredible. Look at that thing, folks. I'll change the angle of the camera here so you can get a real close up. Look at that beast, folks. That thing is absolutely massive. Like, you must actually get them up here in this loch. The birds must eat them and then like drop them over here. That's all I can think. Like, that thing is massive. I got the fright of my life because I thought it was alive when I first saw it. So like I was going to say, before I noticed that massive sea animal there, I was going to say, like, these are actually railway, like, rails that's been used here for these bridges. So probably at one time, like, there was steam engines hurtling over these, like, and then they've been reborn here as bridge supports. And these have had 2 lives. Twice they've become historical wonders in their life. The first time when the old steam railways got decommissioned, and then once again, like this dam here. At one time the bridge must have been a lot wider. It's crazy, folks. Like, look at this. We're just right on the edge of the loch here. It's a beautiful scene. It's crazy to think those massive prawn things are actually living in there. It's such a peaceful spot here. Probably on a summer's day it would just be incredible. There's a duck flying over, folks. It's crazy the wildlife that's actually about once you stand for a minute and just look around. I can see an incredible detail as well on the front of the boathouse over there. The wood at the top has just been carved into like spirals, and you can hardly see that when you're actually over at the boathouse. You can just imagine back in the Victorian era, like, that was built I think in 1846, that boathouse, so that gives you an idea of the time of this. This dam was probably being constructed around 1800, But like, they built so many incredible little spots like that boathouse back then. And some of that woodwork and carving, and even the metal work, it can only be enjoyed once you're out here on your boat. It must have been an incredible scene back then with the rowing boats and stuff. Kicking about, fishing. You see some weird stuff lying about. Look at that thing, like that's part of a plant. There's so many crazy things in nature out and about, like. Look at that, it's like a deep pool. The water almost looks blue there. And look, there's the second overflow. It's like this one's been redone at one time. Maybe it was starting to subside or give way. Anyway, what a spot, folks. See, this one's constructed with these big stones the whole way along. It's really interesting. I wonder like who the architect or engineering company is that built a thing like this. They would have been using horse and carts and steam power back then. It's incredible what they achieved. Like, I think nowadays they could use the flow of water like this again for like free energy. All you need is the water just trickling out of here, turning a water wheel here, folks. It's just as good as a wind turbine turning. Just put the generator off a wind turbine onto the water wheel. You've got power all day long. Anyway, folks, in this episode here, I'm curious to actually see where this overflow goes to. There must be another little burn down here. So let's go on a wee adventure here and try and find where this goes. Oh, quite slippy. This whole hill here is really just like rocks with grass on top of it. As we saw further up there too, there's like water flowing underneath my feet down these holes. Look, that's an even deeper hole there. If you fell down there, like, you could be dead. Nobody would even know where you were, and you would just drown. That's how you have to be super careful exploring in some of these like wild hilltop areas. Look at the size of some of these rocks, like, it's just so much fun to explore off in an area like this. Anyway, the overflow, I can see it, the wee burn goes down there and round, so I'm gonna nip over this way and see where it goes after that. The size of some of these rocks here on this site, this hillside, is just incredible, like, massive. And they'll have just like rolled down the hill from the top at one time. That would just crush you if you were walking and that came down, like. Anyway, we're gonna wait ahead this way because I've lost sight of that little overflow stream. It's just wild conditions here, folks, underfoot. Look at the strange markings on this stone here, folks. Look at that. It must just be natural fissures or whatever you would call it running through the stone. I can hear the rumble from that. There must be a little waterfall where the overflow goes down the hill. Oh, here's water here, is this it? Look at this, folks, the trees falling right over here. Oh aye, this is it. Look at this, it just goes down through all these rocks. It just meanders its way. This is the overflow where it would have ended up. It probably just dispersed over a wide like area at one time. Because there's no like obvious like water channel. They probably just dug it to there and then it just trickled away. Because the way that this hill is, it's just all rocks and stones. So that means that over this hilltop here there could be some deep holes which has been washed out by the water over the years. It's incredible, like I can't even believe the landscape. It's just rocks here with like moss over them. It's probably like a haven for adders. They'll be hibernating, curled up under some of these rocks right now. Look at that, there's just massive like cave-like holes under some of these stones. You often just expect a fox or something to come diving out at you. Whoa! Oh, there's a pheasant up here. I'll probably not be able to get it on video. Look at that, folks, there's an ancient glass bottle in there. Look at this, folks. I need to put my hand. Look at that. That's a massive hole. See, the trouble is there could be adders, but I really want to see what that bottle says on it. Right, I'm going for it. Oh, there's loads of bottles there, folks. Here, there's tons and tons of bottles. But look, it was worth it. Look. C. Thompson and Co. No, C. Thompson and Son. And look at the old top. Wow. The old green bottle, look at the way it's been made. That's probably been in there for absolute years. C. Thompson and Son. That'll probably be like a brewery or something from way back in the day. Look at that, folks. We'll return the history down there. Protected from the wilds. It must have been broken like that when it was thrown in. See, I love discovering little nuggets of history like that. See, I think when the river's high, well, when the loch's dumping a lot of water, I think it comes right over here. Because I can tell by the way all the ferns and stuff's flattened here. And look, you can hear the water running. It goes down through these big stones here. So I wonder if those green bottles were put there for somebody having a picnic way back in the 1900s. Or maybe it was from some of the workers who built this place. Maybe they threw their empty bottles underneath the stone when they were finished with them. Look at this stone here, folks. It looks like a dinosaur's head. It almost looks like Pac-Man. I bet. This is an incredible shape for a stone. Wow. Like, it's crazy that it's formed like that. That's just a crazy stone, to be honest with you. Look at it. Looks like an old animal's head. It's maybe a fossilised ancient Pac-Man skeleton. That's so cool, folks. Anyway, I'll end this one here, folks. That's been a cool walkabout here. It's always so interesting to explore new history, and it was cool to see where that overflow ended up. And who even knows what type of sea creature that was that I saw over there. The loch creature. It must be a freshwater something. Anyway, folks, I'll end this one here. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode, which I'm waiting to start recording right now. So if you want to see what happens from this point onwards, tune in again very soon.